Mishmish was a beautiful cat, admired by everyone who saw her. She had soft grey fur that felt like silk and bright, curious eyes that sparkled with mischief. Mishmish loved to explore. Every day she went on adventures in her garden, discovering new sights and smells. Mishmish was very brave. She wasn't afraid of anything, not even the rustling leaves or the sudden movements of small creatures. One sunny morning, Mishmish was exploring the garden, her favorite place in the whole world. She sniffed at flowers, their sweet scent filling her nose, and chased butterflies that fluttered around her. Mishmish loved the garden. It was her favorite place to be, where she felt free and happy. Suddenly, Mishmish smelled something new, something she had never encountered before. It was a strange and exciting smell, unlike anything she had ever smelled. Mishmish followed her nose eagerly. She wanted to find out what it was. Her curiosity was piqued, and nothing could stop her now. The smell led her to a corner of the garden, a place she had never explored before. Mishmish had never been in this corner before. It was like a hidden world waiting to be discovered. It was covered in bushes and looked very mysterious, almost like a secret garden within her own. Mishmish pushed through the bushes. She was excited to see what was hidden behind them. To her surprise, she found a small opening. It looked like a secret passage. Mishmish hesitated for a moment. Should she go in? Curiosity got the better of her. Mishmish took a deep breath and crept through the opening. The passage was dark and narrow. Mishmish had to duck her head down low, but she kept going, eager to see where it would lead. After a short walk, the passage opened up into a bright light. Mishmish blinked, her eyes adjusting to the sudden brightness. When she could see clearly, she gasped in amazement. Before her lay a magical world. The trees were taller than any she had ever seen. Their leaves shimmered in rainbow colors. The sky was a dazzling blue, dotted with fluffy pink clouds. Mishmish couldn't believe her eyes. It was the most beautiful place she had ever seen. It was like a dream come true. Butterflies as big as her head fluttered past, their wings painted in every color imaginable. Tiny, sparkling creatures buzzed around, humming cheerful tunes. Mishmish took a step forward, her heart pounding with excitement. She couldn't wait to explore this wondrous new world. There were so many things to see and discover. As she journeyed deeper into this magical land, Mishmish felt a sense of wonder and excitement. The forest was alive with the sounds of rustling leaves and distant animal calls. Mishmish came across a rushing river, its waters moving swiftly and powerfully. The water sparkled like 1,000 diamonds, reflecting the sunlight in a dazzling display. But it was too wide for Mishmish to jump across, and the current looked too strong to swim through. She sat on the bank, wondering how to cross, her mind racing with ideas that seemed impossible. Just then, a flock of brightly colored birds landed beside her, their feathers shimmering in the light. They chirped and twittered, looking at Mishmish with curiosity. Their eyes full of intelligence and kindness, Mishmish meowed softly, hoping they understood her plight and could offer some assistance. To her surprise, one of the birds chirped back. "Lost little one? Need to cross the river?" Mishmish nodded eagerly, her heart filling with hope. The bird chirped again, and the other birds flew around Mishmish, creating a whirlwind of color and motion. They gently picked her up with their beaks and carried her across the river, their wings flapping rhythmically. Mishmish laughed, enjoying the ride, feeling the wind rush past her fur as she soared above the water. She was so grateful to the helpful birds who had come to her aid without hesitation. They set her down gently on the other side, and Mishmish meowed her thanks, her heart brimming with gratitude and joy for her new friends. After crossing the river, Mishmish continued her adventure, her paws leaving delicate prints on the soft, muddy bank. She climbed over hills of soft moss, each step a gentle bounce, and met talking squirrels who chattered excitedly about their day. She even shared a delicious meal of berries with a family of hedgehogs, their tiny noses twitching with delight as they feasted together. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, Mishmish realized she was tired from her long journey. She missed her cozy bed in the garden, where the flowers swayed gently in the evening breeze, and the familiar sense of home filled the air. She came to a clearing where a wise old owl sat perched on a branch, its feathers ruffled slightly by the wind. The owl blinked its big round eyes at Mishmish, as if understanding her weariness and longing. "Lost your way, little one?" he hooted softly, his voice carrying a comforting tone. Mishmish nodded and told the owl about her adventure, her voice filled with both excitement and fatigue. The owl listened patiently, his eyes never leaving her, then hooted again with wisdom in his voice. "Follow the setting sun, little one. It will lead you back to your garden," he advised, his words echoing in the quiet clearing. Mishmish thanked the owl, her heart swelling with gratitude, and turned towards the setting sun, its golden rays lighting her path. She followed the path of golden light, her heart filled with gratitude for the owl's help, and with each step she felt closer to home, where her cozy bed awaited. Finally, Mishmish saw the familiar bushes of her own garden. She slipped through the secret passage and found herself back in the corner where she had started. Mishmish was exhausted but happy. She had seen so many amazing things and met so many new friends. She curled up under a bush and closed her eyes, dreaming of her adventures. Mishmish's adventure taught her that even the smallest creatures can be brave and curious, and sometimes the most magical adventures are closer than you think. So keep your eyes open and your heart ready for anything, because you never know what wonders you might find.